Web support, can you please confirm that everything is good with the live streaming, please?
Good evening. Yes, YouTube is live and running. We're good to go.
I'm sorry, I had a problem hearing you. Can you repeat that?
I said good evening. The YouTube is up and running. We're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, so 5:59 at 6 p.m. Robert, you can let Tammy in and all right, Commissioner Gibson, at 6 p.m. you can begin.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Prince George's County Cable Television Commission meeting for September. I am the chair, Cherie Gibson.
Festus Udejafo.
Kathleen Driver.
Thelma Newsome Summers.
Don't see Mayor Miller. Joining. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. We will follow the agenda as it is shown here on the screen. First, we'll do the approval of the minutes from our last month's meeting. Commissioners, do you have any changes or edits that you would like to see made to the minutes from last month?
No changes.
No changes.
Okay. Thank you. We'll approve the minutes as they have been presented. We'll move next to the action items.
Commissioner Gibson, there were no action items from last meeting.
Okay, thank you. Next is the monthly report.
Okay. Good evening again, everyone. As you can see on my screen, that we have last month's last month's report. As you can see, it was a busy month, but the good thing is all the items were handled. So the statistics here, we have Comcast with 1 open item, and we also have Comcast with 8 closed items. For Verizon, we have no open items for the past month, and for Verizon, we have 5 closed items. So once again, it was a busy month, but everything was handled. And Commissioner Gibson, that's all I have this evening on that.
Okay, thank you for that. Moving on now to the Community Television of Prince George's County reports. Mr. Barry. Mr. Barry, you're muted.
Morning or good afternoon. You have our report. Any questions you have, please feel free to ask.
Okay. So here's the report on the screen. Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to public comment. If we have any members of the public who have registered to address the commission, I don't see any here, but we'll just get staff to confirm that.
And that is confirmed, Commissioner Gibson. There are no representatives from the public on call.
Okay. All right. Let's see, we have Comcast and Verizon on. I think I see Ms. Watkins.
Yes, ma'am. We do have Ms. Watkins from Comcast.
Okay. Ms. Watkins, good evening. Do you have any report or any update that you would like to make today before the commission?
Sure. Thank you very much, commission members. First, let me start by apologizing for my absence at last month's meeting. We were being recognized by County Executive Also Brooks for our support of her summer student initiative, and so that is that's why I couldn't make that meeting, unfortunately. But thank you very much. Nothing official for the report. I do have one thing that I will share, and I did have one question for Mr. Berry. The question, excuse me, what I'll share for the good of the order is we were very happy to be participating all over Prince George's County with back to school events to promote our Internet Essentials platform, making families aware of the affordable internet option. We held an event at our Landover store. I think I sent an invitation to members of the commission as well, where we were doing a backpack and school supply giveaway. It was incredibly popular. We had over 100 backpacks that we were able to give away. We partnered with a local nonprofit organization to also distribute information and resources to students. So as you're thinking about your relationship with Comcast, I hope you can see us beyond this meeting as definitely a community force, and certainly with any other organizations that you represent, if you believe there's an opportunity to socialize materials, please don't hesitate to let us know. I'll keep the commission updated as we transition throughout the school year, supporting Prince George's County Public Schools and various other community and church organizations with our Internet Essentials program, which we'll still continue to offer without the Affordable Connectivity Program. Are there any questions for me before I ask my question for Mr. Berry?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I see on the outage report, there were quite a few outages for August. And as a Comcast customer myself, I can say that since June, and I've had to go back and look at my text messages, since June, it's been averaging almost every day, there's a service interruption. Can you give us a little bit more information on what's causing the service interruption? Because I've talked to other Comcast customers, like, even outside of this area. So, I'm just curious as to, the volume of outages, that we see on the August report and that I myself have personally experienced since June.
Sure. Couple of things specific to your address. If you want to provide your information offline, would certainly be happy to offer you some specific information relative to your address. But let's speak in general since June. Summer's always a busy month in terms of weather and storms, and the same forces that can lead to that can lead to electrical outages can also lead to Comcast outages. I know for the months of July and August specifically, there were 3 major storm events that we had experienced on our system, which causes effects to our infrastructure. A lot of the wires and infrastructure that delivers internet and cable TV service to customers is also aerial, and it can be affected by storm conditions. Severe heat can degrade equipment or affect performance as well. And as the commission members are probably already aware, this was once again the 10th hottest summer on record. So weather, storms, heat, our infrastructure can be affected the same way other utilities are affected, which can also affect service. Now, there are a couple of options that customers have. If they experience outages, we try to proactively to communicate to customers when there are outages in their area. Customers that have our app can follow an outage from beginning to end. They can see when we're in the area. They can actually see, in some instances where we're able, they can even see the position of our trucks working in their communities. We communicate another phenomenon, and I'll share this anecdotally. When we socialize information about outages to our customers, sometimes customers who aren't even experiencing the outage may sometimes get lumped in those communications. And so, if you're away from home or you're away from work and you get a notification that there's an outage in your area, maybe that outage affected you, maybe that outage didn't. We tend to be rather generous and all-encompassing with affected areas relative to outages. Another thing that I will offer is we do have a storm-ready Wi-Fi equipment where your internet, despite storm conditions, can still stay operational during a storm. And something that I would be more than happy to do is I can send information to the commission members about that technology that's available to our customers and how it works, and certainly address any questions offline. Outages are incredibly unfortunate, especially when we have so many devices that rely on internet, because I'm quite sure after your outages, you're having to reset equipment, you're having to make sure things are working, maybe communicating different devices with your phone. So I sincerely regret anytime a customer experiences an outage in their service, because we recognize how important this technology is. So if you'd allow me, I'd be more than happy to look at your individual case. But in terms of frequency of outages, again, we had major storm events and excessive heat this summer that certainly has impacted customer service.
Okay, thank you for that.
Watkins, did you want to ask Mr. Berry?
I did. Thank you so much for reminding me. I completely pivoted. The only question I had is, I noticed, Mr. Berry, in your report for the PG County, you said, was it 1,162 people that were trained? Is that trained in the public facility usage?
It's our training classes for use of our facility. They're broken down into editing classes, shooting classes, directing, producing.
Okay, no, thank you. That's helpful. Something that I know some of you may have heard me speak about at the community or other community events is one of the things that we're always trying to do is connect digital navigators, people who are very adept in a tech space. And so it's just always helpful to know where that information sits within the county. So in the event I can connect people to this resource, I really appreciate that information. So thank you.
Quite welcome.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Watkins, and thank you for the invitation to the event. We would love to continue to receive similar information and invitations to any community opportunities and events that you have. So please keep those coming. It was welcome to receive that. Okay, so do we have anyone from Verizon on tonight? I don't think.
No, Commissioner Gibson, we do not. And as of 9/13 this year, Ms. Anderson has retired. So we will be working to get her replacement on this call.
That's right. She did let us know that she retired. So we just don't have a replacement yet. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Well, getting through the reports, we'll go on now to the commissioners' comments. If any of the commissioners have comments, concerns, questions, anything they want to share this evening? Anyone?
Not at this time.
Okay.
No, thanks.
Okay. And just checking one more time to see if we have any members of the public. I'm not seeing any, but just again to confirm.
Just to confirm, no, ma'am.
Okay, well, if that is the case, then we will stand adjourned for this evening. We thank everyone for your attendance and viewing, and we will be back here next month. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, good night.
Thank you.